all week. Hello there, my name is Lamin Jai. This is News Review. Thank you for joining us today. Coming up on the show today, 4 more candidates have all appeared before officials of the Independent Electoral Commission to file their nomination. We have reports on all of the candidates who were at the IEC today. My guest today will be Kexx Sanneh. He will be my guest today. So the 4 candidates that were at the IEC today are Mamadi K.S. Kamara, Mama Kande, leader of the GDC, Dr. Ismaila Sise, CA leader, and you have Mamadou Bah, independent. They were all at the IEC to present their credentials to election house officials there. Before we get into the show proper, Kexx Sanneh will be my guest tomorrow. Dai will be heading to the IEC. The leader of the party, Halifa Sallah, will be at the IEC. Kexx Sanneh will be my guest. Before we enter into all of that, quickly, the newspapers, and I will see the Standard first. Dabo challenges aspirants to public asset declaration, saying the leader of the United Democratic Party has challenged all presidential aspirants to make their assets declaration information public through the media. Dabo made this short remark after filing his nomination papers before the IEC yesterday. That was on Monday. Deputy IGP says executive orders are considered law. Maudou Sow, the Deputy Inspector General of the Gambia Police Force, has said executive orders which only emanate from the president are considered as laws, whether in writing or verbal. The IGP Sow made these remarks during an interview with the Standard on the sidelines of a 3-week training for police officers on crime scene investigation, forensic imaging, and sexual and gender-based violence at a local hotel in Bijilo. PPP urges Gambians to re-elect Barrow. The leader of the People's Progressive Party has said that his party will not change President Adama Barrow for anybody. Addressing his supporters at a meeting in Jiboro Kuta Thursday, Keba Jallow called on the youth to rally behind Barrow, who he said has brought hope for the country. The point, my explains rationale behind holding UDP flag. UDP, my father also was at the IEC yesterday to tender his nomination credentials there. But when he was coming to the IEC, he was holding a UDP flag as well as a GMC flag. So he's explaining that, and the point is saying, my explains rationale behind holding UDP flag on my way to nomination. That is quoting my day, saying, on my way to nomination this afternoon, my convoy encountered UDP returnees from nominating their party leader. They happily rushed towards my vehicle to shake hands. I permitted them way. They handed me a UDP flag, which I accepted to wave briefly. So that is my father speaking there. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Leader of the Gambia Democratic Congress, Mama Kande, was at the IEC today to file his nomination. He was helped by his supporters, but also those of former President Yahya Jammeh. Dauda Balde tells us more.
Mama Kande, who was the second presidential candidate to present his nomination documents to the Independent Electoral Commission earlier today. The leader of the Gambia Democratic Congress has vowed to fight corruption to the latter if elected as president on 4 December 2021. Speaking to journalists immediately after presenting his nomination documents to the IEC, Kande said he will end corruption in the country. He expressed his firm support for the TRRC, a commission which was set to investigate the gross human rights violations committed under the leadership of ex-President Yahya Jammeh.
That those that have come up with the name TRRC, I believe they have very brilliant ideas, and I am in support of the TRRC because the meaning of TRRC is to reunite Gambians, to bring Gambians together after the truth is been revealed. So we have to reconcile. And I did not create the TRRC. But I believe those that have created the TRRC, they know very well what they are doing, and I think it was a brilliant idea to think about reuniting Gambians, and that is a reconciliation.
The GDC leader said the country needs change in all sectors. He cited the health, education, and agricultural sector as key areas that needed urgent change to ensure a better future. However, Kande called on his supporters to maintain peace while awaiting victory on 4 December 2021.
My message that I have, not only for Gambians, but as my colleagues, political party leaders and candidates, my message have always been peace. And everybody can attest to that. And without the peace, we cannot achieve our goal. So I hope every Gambian, all political parties, would want to, maintain the peace and tranquility that the Gambia is known for.
The 56-year-old opposition leader described his supporters' turnout as victory for his party, emphasizing that he is nominated under the ticket of GDC.
I am nominated under the ticket of GDC. I am nominated under the ticket of GDC. I think that is clear. A memorandum of understanding, you are talking about a breakaway group. This is not a registered group. So I think that is clear. That is why I am nominated under the ticket of GDC. That's very clear.
The GDC leader was escorted by thousands of his supporters who came from every corner chanting and expressing their support. GDC was formed in the summer of 2016 and contested in the 2016 presidential election and get 17% of the total votes, making history. Kande also contested in the 2017 parliamentary election and won 5 seats. Reporting for the Fatu Network, I am Dauda Balde.
Well, Mama Kande and his supporters are now heading to Buffer Zone, where they will hold a big rally there. And I am made to understand that the former president, that is former President Yahya Jammeh, will be speaking to his supporters again there. Away from that, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay of Citizens Alliance was also at the IEC to file his nomination papers. More in this.
The leader of the Citizens Alliance Party, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, has said that when he becomes president of the Gambia, he shall prioritize governance and financial reforms. Speaking to the press immediately after his nomination exercise, Dr. Ceesay noted that the country needs serious economic reforms and must get governance right. Only then, he said, will everything be right in the country. He further noted that the 2021 election is about the life and livelihood of children yet unborn. For that reason, CA, he said, does not only focus on the immediate challenges, but those that may come up in the future.
The 2021 elections is about the next generation, it's about the future. It's about the lives and livelihoods of children yet unborn. And that is why we at CA, we are not only concerned with trying to find out the solutions to today's complex problems, but also trying to understand future problems as they emerge by looking at trends.
He revealed that the Gambia has about 2.5 million people, but can barely provide adequate food, electricity, pipe-borne water, and decent jobs for its citizens.
You will agree with me that if current demographic trends continue, and if projections are to be accepted in terms of demography, population, we will reach 5 million people in 25 years' time, within a generation. Now, if today we have a country with 2.5 million people, and we can barely afford to provide clean water for these 2.5 million people, we can barely afford to provide electricity for these 2.5 million people. We don't have enough food for these 2.5 million people. Not enough hospitals or hospital beds or medicine for these 2.5 million people. Not enough jobs for our young people for these 2.5 million people. What will happen to this country if we have 5 million people, where 70% will be young people, needing jobs, wanting to live a dignified life? What will happen to those small kids who will be going to school in 25 years' time? What kind of schools are we going to build for them? What kind of education system are we going to have? What will happen? What kind of environment do we want to leave behind for our kids? What What kind of cars will we accept on our roads in 25 years' time? What kind of roads are we going to build?
When asked about the Coalition for Change 2021 alliance formed by 5 political parties, including the CA, he said they have not decided on the fate of the alliance, but will make their decision public when they decide.
We have not decided on the fate of this alliance yet. Once we do, the media will be informed. Thank you.
He emphasized that he would ensure all public officials declare their assets, as stated in his party's manifesto.
If you read our manifesto, one of the things we emphasize there is all public officers must declare their assets. Not only that, we want to do what they call lifestyle audits of public officials periodically. That is, if I declare my asset as Ismaila Ceesay and I become president, I submit myself to a very rigorous state institution, which will be created also by CA, kind of a corruption watchdog, to a lifestyle audit on me periodically. So if I was driving a 4Runner Toyota, which is a 1997 model, and all of a sudden they see me driving a Range Rover Velar, within 6 months, they have to ask me the source of that income. Where did I get it from?
Dr. Ismaila Ceesay was born in November 1974 in the country's West Coast region and holds a PhD in African Studies from the University of Edinburgh. Meanwhile, Citizens Alliance National Mobilizer Rafi Diab has said the party's standard bearer has presented to IEC officials a certificate showing his Swedish citizenship has been finally scrapped. Reporting for the Fatu Network, I am Christian Conte.
The days kicked off with the nomination of Mamadi Kexx Sanneh, the independent candidate. Matesiango reports.
The first candidate to file his nomination was Mamadi Kexx Sanneh, a 63-year-old retired teacher who taught at Crab Island in 1978 and worked at the Accounts General's office as accounts clerk in 1979. In 1986, he joined community development where he said he was assaulted. Mr. Sanneh said he wants justice. This is why he is standing as a candidate.
I have come to these people and I told them I have the papers I have defended them and I have paid my 10,000 because I want justice to prevail. From the First Republic to present day, I told you I don't want interruption because you asked me to say I am talking. Don't pose any other question to me. Is that clear? It's lawyer Usenu A.N.M. Dabo and Commander Bakari Bojang, Dembo Santang. For the Bari, Baji, Tatin Baji, there was one of them who came to the hospital to pick the report from the hospital. That one is one Lamin Drame. Now he is under traffic office.
Sorry, thank you. That's enough the celebration. Thank you.
No. I said I want international justice because I have written to the General Legal Council.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Mr. Sanneh, heavy-heartedly talking to reporters, said he had suffered since he was 31 and doesn't want this to happen to others, adding that he was arrested and accused of stealing 1,000 bags of rice.
Since I was a young man at the age of 31,
yes,
I am still suffering and I don't want this country people to suffer.
But how are you
That's what
feeling
I'm fighting
today?
Huh?
You filing
I am
for
happy.
nomination?
I am happy
Yes.
because when I hear him say he wants to make justice in this country,
Yes.
so I said then since I am a victim under him,
Yes.
he can make manipulation
Yes.
in absentia to intimidate my case
Yes.
in Mansa Konko.
Yes.
Reject the first magistrate.
Yes.
Second magistrate comes.
Yes.
You intimidate that person.
Yes.
Afterwards, I complain.
Yes.
I put up my case at the Supreme Court. They came to arrest me, saying I have stolen 1,000 bags of rice. Commander Bakari Bojang, for their body, Captain Baji.
Why do you want to be president?
I want to be president. That injustice that was going on, I want to eradicate it. Not only myself, but the entire Gambia.
Mr. Sanneh told reporters he wants international justice. TFN News Review, Matesiango.
The independent Mamadi Kexx Sanneh there. Last for the day today was Mamadou Ba, the man from Farato. He too is interested in becoming president. He filed his nomination papers, but he is saying he's building a wall once he becomes president, a wall between the Gambia and Senegal to combat drugs. More in this.
Independent presidential candidate Mamadou Ba was the last to present nomination documents for the 4 of the ongoing nomination exercise at the Independent Electoral Commission headquarters. Speaking to pressmen after filing nomination papers, Mr. Ba said within his first 100 days in office, he will build a wall between Gambia's border with Senegal in order to combat drug trafficking.
My first 100 days in office, I'm going to review the government policy and program, because we already have a government in place. We're going to review that. And then focus on the young people. There's no government, there's no party that is talking about the back way. A lot of people are dying on the back way. No government and no political party is talking about the Gambia-Senegal border. You can see a lot of people have been arrested dealing in this drug. And then my first 100 days in office, I'm going to, together with the Senegalese government, we're going to have a long fence between Gambia and Senegal, so that these drug smugglers will never engage our young people in drug trafficking.
When asked on how he will tackle corruption, he promised to enhance good salaries, as that is what he believed will prevent corruption from taking place in public institutions.
My first 100 days, I'm going to look at the salaries. Gambians have to be paid salary. You cannot be giving Gambian stipend and you say you are paying them salaries. This is we're going to look at that. People have to be given salary so that corruption will be history in this country. If people are given good salary, people will own a home, own a car, and then nobody will engage on corruption. You cannot give me $1,000 and you say I should do the right thing, and you are not doing the right thing.
He noted that he is open to alliance with other political parties in fighting a common cause. The nomination process for the position of President of the Gambia started on Saturday, 30th October, and so far, 15 candidates have presented nomination credentials, with one backing off the presidential bid. The nomination exercise will continue until Friday, 4th November 2021, as the country's Independent Electoral Commission has a total of 26 candidates on its list. Reporting for the Fatu Network, I am Amara Thoronka.
So very well, 15 out of 26 appeared before the IEC. We've seen some of the candidates dropping out. So that is how it is looking like. Nomination will last till Friday. Tomorrow is another big day. You have the likes of Dais, Halifa Sallah, you have Gambia Action Party, you have Gano of Sheikh Tijan Hydra. You have all of that tomorrow. I am now joined by Kexx Sanneh, a member of the Doi party. He will be at the IEC tomorrow. Kexx, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for having me once again.
Great. How is your preparation? I understand there's been a lot of mobilization in terms of supporters of Doi from across all parts of the country to be at the IEC tomorrow.
Yeah, actually, we are preparing for the nomination of our presidential candidate and no other person, Honorable Halifa Sallah. And the date is scheduled from the IEC that on the 3rd by 11:30 we should be at the IEC, and we are doing preparation to accompany our presidential candidate to the IEC, and we are calling on all members of DOI who can grace the occasion to come and accompany His Excellency Honorable Halifa Sallah to the IEC.
And how is Halifa feeling, the veteran politician, someone who's been in this business since the 1980s to now? And tomorrow he will be going to, he's not someone who is new to nomination.
Yeah, he's well prepared, has stable mind, he's free, he's ready for the nomination. And tomorrow he will be there. He's not even been moved, because he's somebody, like you said, has been used to this almost National Assembly almost 3 occasions. He has been nominated at the IEC and on presidential seat for NAT. He was there before. And for the first time in the history of the Gambia, contesting under the PDY's ticket as a presidential candidate for PDYs for the first time in the history of the Gambia. And I think we are proud to present Halifa Sallah as our presidential candidate, and we are ready in full gear to go and accompany him, the right honorable, the most competent leader, to lead us to the 2021.
So here's the thing with Honorable Halifa Sallah, quite an interesting politician. You have all the leaders who would stand and say, I am winning this election. Halifa would never do that.
Yeah, for Halifa, you know, for everybody, we believe that the decision of whoever will lead this country solely rely on the hands of the Gambian people. So it will be very wrong, or it will be very arrogant to say that, okay, I'm going to win, when it's the Gambian people who will decide. So this is why we don't do that. Even if you look at our campaign train, we will go there and talk to the Gambian people, tell them that if we are elected, this is A and B. We will never tell them to vote for us, because for us, we feel like every Gambian, that's why the Constitution, you must be 18 years to determine how your country will be governed. And by 18 years, we think that you must be matured enough to understand what is good for you and what is bad for you. So somebody who is matured enough will know when you present the bad and the good for the person. So it will be wrong to face that person and tell them, vote for me. That means that the person doesn't have the sense to think what is good for him and what is bad for him. So that's why we say that we want to leave every citizen to be a sovereign citizen that can decide for himself. So Khalifa will not say that, but he will say that I'm ready to present myself to serve the Gambian people. It is left to the Gambian people to choose who will serve them. So you will not dictate those people don't. This is why he will never say so. He will say that I'm ready to serve. But it's left to the Gambian people to decide who they want to take the manner of this country for the next 5 years.
He was recently also on a tour of the nation. What did you achieve out of that tour?
It was very, very successful caravan tour that we have started, for a quite long time, because for a quite long time we didn't engage in any political activities since we agreed since after the formation of the coalition that for the 3 years let us all forget about our political party and help the transition, by helping the president who was in power to make sure that we have a solid transitional process by laying all the requirements that were necessary. And PDYS as a political party always maintain whatever agreement they make with people, and we respect that agreement. And for the past 3 years we were not into any political activities, and our members feel like we are no more interested in politics, and we said, okay, let's use this opportunity to tell them that we are still there, and we organized what we call a caravan tour, and we started at Combo here at Cross by Vara, and we reached at SL, and we were received by the people of North Bank. A warm welcome was received there, and they are ready for PDOIS, and any place that we go, they say this is long overdue. They are waiting for the party to come, and now they have seen their party is ready. They are rallying behind us, and you could see the images that have been portrayed and the videos during our caravan tour. It was a very successful one, and we get the chance to talk to the people to know what is their concern, and we were able to talk to them directly without any noise and other things. We go to house campaign, and people get the message, and they know that definitely this is the only way that can salvage this country, and they believe in PDYs, and they are ready for PDY system change for transformative agenda.
But there's been talk that the emergence of CASFL is killing DOI and killing the party fast.
Actually, I always hear this from the people, but DOI has been in existence since
Are you dying?
No, we are still strong and firm, and you could see that in terms of our numbers, in terms of before when DOI were out, and now when we go out, you will see the difference. That definitely DOI is growing and is the fast growing political party in this country, whether you like it or not. But go to the statistics and look at, go back to the track record of DOI in terms of numbers that are following them, and you look at now the numbers that are coming, you will know that there is no single political party that has emerged that has even moved a single member of DOI. When I see people telling them, okay, DOI member has moved, and I check our files, they are not even registered members. Maybe they feel DOI, they sympathize with them, or they claim wrongly that they are DOI. But any strong DOI, when you get the message of DOI, you don't go out, because it is the only message that will salvage this country. It is the only political party that any person who tells you that I was a DOI member and I left, he is not a DOI member, or he didn't understand DOI, or he never read even one document of DOI. But when you read a document of DOI and you conceive the message and understand the message, you will never leave, because there is no other political party that is talking in that angle apart from DOI. We are the only political party that have the best policies to liberate this country. Any other political party, they are all the same. And that's why I always keep on telling people that there are two political parties in this country, it's DOI and the rest. They all have the same policies and the same program. DOI is the only unique political party that has a program vested to liberate this country, to eradicate the poverty of this country, to eradicate injustice in this country. The other parties, no.
Now, if you look at Mr. Saleh, your leader, he has always been respected in this country, but the role he played in the 2016 change only increased that respect that the citizens have for Mr. Saleh. At the level of your party, do you think that will play any part or any role in making citizens vote for him come December? Because everywhere it was Khalifa, 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 Khalifa.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, I know people, because during our caravan tours, when we go, we meet at some villages, they will tell us that when Gambia needed a leader, it was this man who was there for us, and it is time for us to give him the chance, because he has shown all the qualities of leadership. When Gambia needs somebody to stand and give hope to the citizens, this is the man standing for us. All the rest ran away somewhere at their safe zones, but this man was on the street, calming the situation, talking to the security apparatus, talking to citizens, giving them the hope. And they said it is time. Some people have this belief, but whether Halifa Sallah have this belief? No, Halifa, because I could remember after the impasse, we approached to make a documentary for Halifa, the role that he have played in the impasse. That was around 2017 to 2018. We spoke to some cameramans, and there was an opportunity to create a documentary to say that, okay, the role he have played and how Gambia affect that change. And when we approached him with this team that wanted to make the documentary, he said anything that he have done for this country, it is the duty of him that he have the the role to play when the country needs him, and he have done that role, and he said he's proud of it, but he don't want anybody to celebrate that, because for him he's found that that is a duty that he owe to the country, and he must do that. So for him, he don't want people to use the duty that he have to do for his country to celebrate him so that people will sympathize to vote for him. That was his duty, and he have done it, and I'm sure that the Gambian people know that he have played the role that was expected of him. So this is the person who will not use such opportunity to say that, okay, because of I stood for you and you must vote for me. He feels like this is his duty, and he have done the duty that he was deserved to do as a citizen of this country that could stand for his country when he is needed at the most, and he have done that. And if it is percentage, I'm 100% sure that if it is a percentage, they will give him 100% for the leadership that he have demonstrated during the coalition 2016 up to the impasse.
Is they working on a coalition? I understand there was this coalition talks, but they did not take part in that. Are you planning on working on a coalition ahead of the election?
Actually, we made it very clear that DOI is ready for system change, and any political party that feels that what we are saying or what we are, the direction that we are taking, you are interested, or that is your objective, or that is why you join the political parties, our doors are still open, since people can even withdraw their nomination. The law has permitted that. Then our doors are open. If you are ready for system change, like we want it, you are welcome on the board, and our doors are open for any political party. But for now, I don't think there is any talks that is there. And the issue of yet we were in a coalition talk, we were never in any coalition talk. There are a group of people that approach us, and they told us very clear, two political parties, that for them they are not going to contest in this election coming. So they want to support Halifa Salah's presidency. And Halifa said, since you want to support me, I am ready. We will draft a document that will bind us together, and we'll get back to your people. And they said, but we are talking to another group of people. He said, no, I cannot be part of that group because I don't know what is the fate of those people. Go and negotiate with them until they agree on terms. You know their fate, then we can come together. But if you don't know the fate of each other, if you go there with the Gambian people or journalists, okay, they are in a coalition talk, at the end of the day, it will all fail. And they said, okay, you look at the leadership of PDYs, they enter into something that they didn't even study. At the end of the day, it failed. So we refuse to do that, and the outcome has vindicated DOI that we should not be part of this thing. But at the end of the day, they start with 11 political parties, they end up with 5. At the last minute, 2 withdraw, and they were left with 3. So it was not well prepared, it was ill prepared. So for us, there is no issue, and I had other people were saying that, you know, they refused to take a democratic process by going through primary. You know, when you came to me and said, Kexx, I endorse you, why do we need to go for primary? There's no competition because you already endorsed me. So where is their primary? Those two political parties came to DOI and they said they are going to endorse DOI. They are not going to contest in the election. And we said we are ready for that. So where is primary that they are talking about? So we are not into that. We agree on with 2 political parties. They said they will support us. But the coalition, we were never approached, and we were never part of it.
I have heard report that Mr. Salah will be going into teaching should he stand in this election and not win.
Yeah, he had made it very clear that he is not going to vie for any position of leadership in this country after 2021 election from the National Assembly. This is his last time in the National Assembly, and this is his last time to offer himself to the Gambian people in terms of leadership. He feels like he have given all what he can give for the country, and it is left to the citizens to decide. If they elect him 2021, they will never regret. They will know that they have elected the most competent, the most qualified person to run the affairs of this country, and Gambians will never regret it. But if we fail, Halifa Sallah didn't lose, it is Gambia that lose. Because I always tell people, whenever we go to the election and we decide to put a PDY's government, it is the Gambian people that are losing. Halifa Sallah has achieved what he should achieve in this country. Sidi Ajara has achieved, Samsar has achieved everything, but it is the Gambia that we should put on a solid foundation. And every year, from Jawara to Jammeh to Barrow, we are complaining, and we'll keep on complaining until we put the right people there. And there is no right candidate than Halifa Sallah or PDY's leadership. So Halifa said he had made it very clear that he is going into academia by writing books, by lecturing people. If it is necessary, he is invited. This is what he said. But after 2021, if the Gambian people fail to elect him, he is going into academia.
An incredible leader. Yeah. Set to bow.
Yeah.
Kexx, thank you.
A big lose for the Gambia.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So tomorrow will be a very interesting day at the IEC. Nomination will continue, and I am excited. You know why I'm excited? My man, my friend, Gambia Action Party, Musa Usainu Yali Bachili, will be at the IEC with his candidate to file their nomination. Thank you. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then.